Hello and welcome to the Schooner Simulation. I'm your host Michael Whitman, and this week's episode is sponsored by Raycon. Get 15% off today when you use code TPPN15 at checkout. The first game of the season against UTEP will hopefully provide some answers after an offseason filled with questions. For those that are new, we'll be watching the Sooners take on the Miners in NCAA Football 14 with the AI on Heisman level difficulty and analyzing that gameplay footage. The updated rosters courtesy of the Operation Sports Forum are used to ensure we have the correct players, and the College Football Revamped modification is used to update visuals. Check out links to both in the description below. To reflect the contrast between these two teams' skill ratings, I'm putting UTEP in their navy and white uniforms and letting OU stick to their home field crimsons. The Palace will be prepped and packed for this afternoon matchup. The Schooner weather composite is predicting a cloudy 85 degrees with an 8-mile-an-hour wind and a chance of rain as we go into the night. Pack an umbrella or poncho for this one, folks. Winning the first coin flip of the season, OU elects to play defense first and will cover them this way too. The D-line comes out in force, causing a 5-yard sack on the first play of the game, and this immediate statement of momentum keeps up, making the Miners O-line look like a junior varsity group. Name any of our linemen. Lawrence, Stripling, Grimes, etc. They all recorded a sack on the game and made Gavin Hardison's time in the pocket a nightmare. While our linemen show their prowess, our secondary lacked the same energy out of the gate. Deep passes saved UTEP from going 3 and out on multiple occasions. Come the second half of the game, however, they would wake up and start giving the linemen a bit of support, but just enough to prevent big plays from breaking out. A ton of deflections prevented deep passes, and solid run recognition kept OU in control. Overall, I'm satisfied by this first showing of our defense under Brent Venables. The doubts that surmounted on our offense may hold some merit. Our first play turned into a sack as well, but Gabriel pulls it together and finds Drake Stoops for an immediate bounce-back 45-yard pass. This kind of bounce back and forth continues with some absolutely amazing efforts alongside some egregious errors from all players on the offense. Missed blocking assignments, bobbled tosses, false starts, bad decisions. It's like the offense is beating itself. Combine that with a few missed field goals and a pick in the red zone at the end of the first half, and the productivity of our offense seems to be at an all-time low. Never good news against an opponent like UTEP. The second half was somehow even worse than the first, with an immediate interception in the red zone leading to a UTEP touchdown, immediately followed by a 3-and-out on the next 2 drives. The second half might as well have not existed for the Sooners, save for the last possession where Gabriel led an absolutely amazing drive down the field in less than a minute to find who other than Marcus Major for a touchdown to tie up the game. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in Schooner Sim history, we're going into overtime. The Miners win the toss and choose to defend first. A smart play considering how well their defense has been stopping our drives. Faced with a 3rd and 10, Dylan Gabriel's clutch gene absolutely shoots itself and he throws a pick in the end zone. Our defense, try as they did to keep the Miners out of the end zone, were doomed from the start as the ball was already in field goal range, and you can probably predict where this is going. UTEP upsets Oklahoma in overtime at the Palace, 13-10. After super simming a few more times, it seems the numbers still find in favor of the Sooners, but what we saw here today, if it does come to fruition, will be one of the worst offensive performances in Sooner history. Losing Gundy and switching to a defensive-minded head coach were 2 big blows for them to deal with, but I'm appalled by what I've witnessed. The silver lining is that UTEP's roster hasn't yet been updated as of the time of this recording. So I'm going to vote against the sim on this one out of pride and principle, but my word, do not let this be a sign of things to come. Whichever way this game goes, I'm just glad college football is back. If you are too, make sure to tune in to Bobby, Ty, Jameson, and Blake on the weekend spread to get insight into the week's best matchups and updates on who will have to perform the 999 punishment.